power levels. Precision calibration.
Which little corner shall we decorate today? I'm always ready to be at your service. Forward we go.
Good morning. I'm back. Want something to eat? I picked up a few snacks from the store. Figured it'd be good to have some variety. Didn't expect the cafe to be this clean, but it looks nice. Here we are. I first ended up in this place 2 months ago.
Well, well, you seem quite familiar with this place, young lady.
So do you.
Naturally, that's basic detective work.
The Fraxidus must have left this device here. But it's an act.
By Jove, my instincts were... By the way, I didn't expect you to see through my disguise. Keen eyes like yours make you perfect candidates for my super detective team.
And what exactly does this team do?
Why, investigate those red-coated troublemakers, of course. But come to think of it,
Another report. Just as we expected.
A stash. That stash in the corner? They're all clocks. Judging from her notes, she really did make it to Neon Tower.
Is it coming?
Onwards.
Make it fast.
You're saying the
Onwards.
Strange. Quite the view, isn't it?
Growing against wind.
Everything seems normal here. Let's keep moving. Huh? There's something on top of that ruin. Are those corroded frequencies? Need to find a way up there. There are Physalia markings on these. What's inside? Huh? Something's being wrapped in these strange frequencies. I should clear them out first.
Shine forevermore.
These are
Lend me your strength.
Something's wrong with these echoes. Looks like someone's pulling their strings, just like at the rehearsal. Need to find a way to stop them first.
Ah, you have returned.
Forgive me.
Be swift. Would these be enough for your needs? Tell me if there's anything else. As far as the eye can see. I shall lead the way.
Take form.
Strike as one. Bask in starlight. Lend me your strength. Insolence. All lights shine through. Evil be cleansed. Onwards. Onwards.
Excellent. Everything is in place. Now, all we need is Her Majesty's approval. O great Imperator, may you raise the top.
Oh, stars, heed my calling. Together we vanish. Take form. Beckon the divine flame. Lend me your strength.
No, this can't.
Onwards. All paths converge. Onwards.
Welcome, traveler.
That song, where is it coming from?
That's Laura's.
The cloud continues to spread. You may be right, this could be Imperador's test, but we must leave.
Do as you please. I'm not leaving. The relic of the Ancient One is here, somewhere. I must...
How intriguing. These seem to be reverberations hidden in the Sea of Clouds. Perhaps you've heard that this was once the Order's seminary.
So this is what's become of the seminary? I never expected this.
You've been here before?
No, but I've seen paintings of the seminary in the cathedral. It had an enormous dome and spires that seemed to touch the heavens. Then the Order was forced to abandon it when a sea of clouds swallowed it.
Onwards. As far as the eye can see.
These...
Oh.
sang the aria of the Blessed Maiden.
Not good. She doesn't seem too pleased with that one.
Together we fight! Our lights shine through.
Together we vanish. Triumph through sacrifice. Take form. Cross cut. Sever. Beckon the divine flame. Sever.
Strike as one. Negligence on my part. Heaven ordained. Banish all vice. Sacred light. Lend me your strength.
Together we vanish. Take form.
Listen up. The fruit of evolution.
Together we vanish.
Forgive me. Sophia.
No need to dwell on it.
Bloom. The fruit of evolution. Luminous energy. I can use some fertilizer. Roll for me. Together we fight. Sophia. Thunder guide us.
What a wild turn this job takes.
I shall lead the way.
Be reduced to cinders. Take form.
It's the same echo boat we were on earlier. Was it also attracted by Lorelei singing?
It's called Noah.
Noah. Well, I can't understand what it's saying, but it's perfect timing. We can have it take us to Averardo Vault.
Would these be enough for your needs? Tell me if there's anything else you want. Onwards. I I shall lead the way.
Would these be enough for your needs? Tell me if there's anything else you want. Huh? Onwards. Huh? Found anything useful? A different approach, as far as the eye can see.
That's a really big waterfall. Is there no way up? Whoa, really? You can take us upstream?
Another waterfall. You sure about this, Noah? A ver.
Onwards.
What? You're saying someone attacked our base?
Woman, Jules, very strong.
Great. How do I talk to overclock-fried morons like you? Wait. Who are you? So, Aunt Helly's called in some muscle, huh?
No, listen.
Enough! Take him out!
All paths converge. Onwards. A different approach.
I shall lead the way.
Onwards. A different approach. Onwards.
Please accept my apologies, Rover, for withholding my true identity before. Runacita's affairs have grown intricate. The Physalia family, the Order of the Deep. You've likely noticed that many desire the Carnival to fail. We Montellis, having tied our future to its success, became their target. But Let's not dwell on that for now.
Onwards.
I'm sorry, Lady Carlotta. I've just confirmed with you.
Everything has been taken.
Bad. The white has been dyed red. To shine or to die. Merely two sides of the same coin. Bad. The white has been dyed red. Bang. The white has been dyed red. To shine or to die, merely two sides of the same coin. To shine or to die, merely two sides of the same coin. To shine or to die, merely two sides of the same coin. Bang. The white has been dyed red. Bang. The white has been dyed red. white has been dyed red. To shine or to die. Merely. Can you hear me, Rover? Cameras here. Good thing I came prepared. Recall the jewelry I asked for? In family. Can you keep up? Done, but won't last long. I have to keep moving. Vitrium dancers on patrol. The world is mine. Such stubbornness. It worked. How did these artifacts get here? Strange. Can you keep up? Business. Even the surveillance cameras have increased. This bodes ill. Start small to build big.
So if jewelry set means this gadget, what about perfume?
Just another weapon. For my family, many things must be kept discreet. And it's not always verbal. Sometimes a glance or a gesture can speak volumes. Which, of course, found some prisms here. I'll use them to pass through.
Surrender!
I'm in the control, switching view to your...
Done. The door before you should be open. Beyond the door, you should find the other control room. Beware of the patrolling echoes.
I shall lead the way.
Lend me your strength. Negligence on my part.
Evil be cleansed.
A different approach. Lend me your strength. Embrace the change. Forgive me.
Together we vanish. Mind's eye. Take form. My blade yearns.
Lend me your strength. Thunder guide us.
Rover, there should be a monitor you can operate. Let me know once.
I'm at the monitor.
I shall lead the way.
Lend me your strength.
Beckon the divine flame.
Together we fight. So be it. Why not? There's much to be done.
Mind's eye. Triumph through sacrifice. My blade yearns.
Can you see me?
Clear as day.
I need to cross the hall from above. People might spot me if I make too much noise. with these chandeliers. Wonderful. Splendid. I've made it across. It's my turn now. I'll see you in a moment.
Start small to build big. Still recognize me? The door should be open, Rover, and we'll soon meet... Rover? Looks like the signal's been jammed. Thank the Sentinel it didn't set off the central alarm. I should still be under the radar. Phew, and it saved me some footwork. Path is blocked. Wall dashing seems to be the only option. Is that a screen? Perhaps I can use grapple to pull it over.
The future of Rinascita rests with all of us. And the Montellis will make sure everyone has an equal share of it. Raguna will enter a new era united. United under the promise of our terminals.
Carlotta? Hello? The comms are cut off. She must be in trouble. Gotta hurry up.
Lend me restraint. Moment of awakening.
Take force. Perish in flames.
need to get rid of them fast.
Crosscut. Sever. Take form. Together we fight. Fluorescent shadows. Heaven ordained. Banish all fight. Let it end. I shall lead the way. Lend me your strength. Together we vanish. Take form. Be reduced to cinders. Sever. Triumph through sacrifice. Strike is won. Sacred light. Forgive me. Together we vanish. Luminous energy. Listen up. Thunder guide us. Lend me your strength. Take form. Photosynthesis. Together we fight.
The lockdown is lifted. I need to keep moving.
I shall lead the way. Lend me your strength. Embrace the change. Beckon the divine flame. Take form. Mind's eye. Strike is one. Heaven ordained. Banish all fight. Listen up. Impeccable timing, Rover. You never I noticed the that's quite In fact, the family beatitrated with say the room is that way. It seems they've left a little surprise for us. Then they're gravely. Quickly and swiftly. Glory demands more. A new era awaits. Still recognize me? Is that it? I'm still standing. Time to part ways. Stand down. You will yield. Victory favors me. Masterpiece complete.
So, can you figure it out?
Start small to build big. I trust you've read them. Can you keep up?
Oh, you're back. I've done everything you asked, Lady Carlotta. All the thugs trying to storm the room?
Yes. We set a bait that...
Of course not. Wait, no. Anyway, it's all...
Quickly and swiftly. Stand down. Still recognize me? Not even close. Together we fight! Let it end. When we need strength,
Together we vanquish. Who's the caged bird now?
Sophia. Thunder guide us.
Together we vanquish. Take form.
Victory favors me. Is that it? I'm still standing. An eye for an eye. Brilliant, quickly and swiftly. Miss Annie, do you mind handling the cleanup? I'm sorry, I just promised you a vacation. But for Wingray, let's hitch a ride, shall we? We're nearly there. That's the Tower Ruins. Our destination.
Make it fast.
This ancient stone tablet. The frequencies of these have been reconstructed. Now we only need to assemble them onto the stained glass. The last step to uncover the secrets. This seems to depict the people of Rinascita torn into two warring factions. The last one seems to depict the moment a girl communes with this one shows a man in Primus attire, wielding a... It's done. Together with the inscriptions on the tablet, it should be... In the earliest days of Rinascita, there were two divinities. One rules the sky and the other the seas, eternally at odds with each other. Amidst the turmoil they wrought, Rinascita evolved. In those times of legend, people waged war over their disparate fates. All this was ended by an unprecedented TD outbreak. The Dark Tide, so was it known. It ravaged a great part of Rinascita. After the Dark Tide, Napoli, the first Primus, restored civilization from the ashes. He founded the Order to guide the broken Laguna. Yet, not long after, he went to be with the divinity. On his deathbed, he spoke to the believers. Once whole, the divinity was rent by warring creeds. From their holy wounds sprang the curse of Dark Tide. Though the woes of Rinascita yet endure, the shattered divinity hath chosen their herald. On the grandest of days, the maiden, crowned with golden laurel, shall commune with the divinity. Thus she becomes the prophesied enlightened one, through whom Rinascita's woes shall end. Then, the divinity shall return to its true form, and Rinascita, under its glory, shall be a paradise, free of suffering. Renacita has two divinities. I've never heard of such a thing. Apparently, the Order believes the images on the stained glass to be real. They wouldn't even hesitate to break their facade of neutrality, just to ensure we don't take the secrets out alive. The stage is set. Quickly and swiftly. Stubbornness. Not even close. Okay, you've crossed the wrong person. Glory demands more. A new era awaits. Keep it safe. I'll handle the rest. Speak. Who gave you the order? Look at what you've done. Distorting history. Usurping the Sentinels.
That was close. I really thought the bullet was coming for us. So, was it all part of your plan?
We were improvising.
Then you two sure have great chemistry. But anyway, those bad guys are still after us. So let's get out of here. Didn't Carlotta say something about an island up north? Let's go check it out.
That's a lovely find.
May I pray for anything specific for you? It would be my honor. I am aware that I have rather peculiar frequencies. It is rare for me to encounter someone whose vibrations align with mine so perfectly. Could it be that you also share a mysterious connection with our...
Plan with convention, then conquer by ingenuity.
Onwards. I shall lead the way. So be it. Shine forevermore, heaven ordained. Banish all vice. Lend me your strength.
Be reduced to cinders. Take form. Feathers and
Together we fight. Bask in starlight. Evil be cleansed.
together we vanquish.
Worry not. Grow for me. Life is in everything. Photosynthesis. The fruit
together
of
we vanquish. Now take form. Who's the caged bird now? Mind's eye. Sever!
Strike as one. Oh, stars, heed my calling. Listen up. Grow for me. Lend me your strength, so be it.
Take form. Perish in flames.
Worry not. Let it end. Lend me your strength.
Together we vanquish. Take form. Triumph through sacrifice. Be reduced to cinders. No
Together we fight. Fluorescent shadows. Leave it to me. Luminous energy. Watch out! Listen up. Strike as one. Hey. Heaven ordained. Banish all vice. Photosynthesis. May I pray for anything specific for you? It would be my honor.
Plan with convention, then conquer by ingenuity.
May I pray for an...
Plan with convention, then conquer by ingenuity. Plan with convention, then conquer by ingenuity. Plan with convention, then conquer by ingenuity.
Onwards. I shall lead the way. Lend me your strength. Our lights shine through. Sacred light. Forgive me.
I can't believe it.
That's a lovely find. I shall lead the way.
Surrender yourself. Save me, boss.
All paths converge. Crosscut. Sever.
I can't believe it.
Would these be enough for your needs? Tell me if there's anything else you... That's a lovely find. A different approach. Lend me your strength. Embrace the change. I shall lead the way. Fluorescent shadows. All paths converge.
My blade yearns. Clear as the blaze. Mind's eye.
Save me, boys.
Make it fast. Guests of the unkind.
Time to get down to business!
Who's the caged bird now?
Sever! Together we fight! Yeah! Bask in starlight. This doesn't sound like a good bargain. Lend me your strength. May I pray for anything
Plan with convention, then conquer by ingenuity. Plan with convention, then conquer by ingenuity. Plan with convention, then conquer by ingenuity.
May I pray for anything specific for you? It would be my honor.
Hello and welcome to my wing. Her basic 3 generates a note, and her basic 3 also gives her access to basic forte and skill forte, where using either of these will also generate a note. Similar, her resonance skill also generates a note, and also similarly, using her resonance skill gives her access to basic forte and skill forte, where again using either of those will generate a note. Now I gotta be honest, the color of the notes barely matter, but if you really want to know, the purple note leads to some of her puppet attacks doing 5% less damage, which honestly, for most of us, don't worry about it. So a couple good starting attack strings to generate 2 notes are as follows: basic 1 through 3, and then skill forte. I like this one because the skill forte actually animation cancels the basic 3, making this field she won't automatically perform these enhanced puppet attacks, and instead, allies have to trigger an echo during Cantarella's rotation, and hopefully I remember to do it in this specific showcase. If not, well, just trust me. It looks like I didn't.
Hey guys, welcome back to another Wuthering Waves video, and we're back with the tier list because version 3.0 is officially out, and we have some very relevant characters that have pretty much caused a dramatic shift in the tier list, and I'd imagine future characters will probably do the same as well. But because it's 3.0, I wanted to kind of give you an updated tier list on what every character, I don't know, this just, yeah, fair enough.
I think Judge is very mid, she is very mid-tier now. Yeah. Like, sorry, I don't even know who you are. Oh, hi, Shorekeeper.
Yes, so Shorekeeper, despite there being a second Shorekeeper, she is still uncontestedly in the top 3, if not top 2 best characters.
Shorekeeper is Shorekeeper.
Yeah, she is the meta at this point. She is and always
General
will be.
Support works anywhere. I think everyone knows where Shorekeeper's good at this point.
Camellia, I think, is no longer a high tier character in my personal opinion because...
Used to be. The poor girl. Whimpering Waste HP just became too high now for her to keep up.
Yeah,
it's
I noticed
just a
that
raw
actually.
damage output thing.
She has a very comfortable playstyle for Whimpering Waste because she just gets it done, but like you need the power level of these characters to make that playstyle work. She just isn't fast enough anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's more of a matter of, you know, like the HP has increased to a point where her biggest nuke, her Forte skill, does not one-shot the big enemies anymore. It can one-shot some small enemies, but it doesn't one-shot the big enemies anymore. It cannot clear a wave of enemies anymore. And that was one of the big things that made her strong in Whimpering Waste, because you had your normal attacks, your spins that could handle a wave or 2 of enemies, and then you had your nukes being your ultimate and your Forte skill that could also handle like a single wave of enemies by themselves really well.
Yeah.
And as time went on, HP increased, and now that's not possible, and she lost value there. And then in TOA and DPM, it's just a matter of raw damage output, and she's a 1.x character. It's to be expected that she fell behind the newer releases.
And also, we are, just to recap, remind you guys, we're doing S0R1. I understand S2, Camellia still hits like a truck, but we're talking S0R1.
Oh yeah, by the way, I would put GN above Camellia in case you have the teammates for him.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I would do.
Oh yeah, we're also ordering this list, guys. So this will be the first list that's actually ordered.
Maybe Jeja above Encore. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know.
Fine. Well, we'll just keep it loose then. Carlotta is probably still high tier because Yeah, I think.
Yes, honestly.
Yeah, because DPM, she's okay in DPM. So the first iteration of DPM is a little tough because there's 2 glacial resistant bosses, and none of the power circuits are particularly conducive to her. But conceptually speaking, like, she helps out a ton because, like, if you're still using her original party of herself and Tilde, you don't have to burn precious energy points or your precious stamina of like the other secondary characters. Like, the team can still just function perfectly fine in a vacuum. And you can also use Booling for her healer, which is nice.
Yes, she does have 4-star supports. She doesn't have 4-star buffers, is Kalada's main issue. You want a 5-star buffer, whether that is Jojo, whether that is Lene, whether that is Kentarella even, or even Brant. She has options, but they're all limited 5-star.
Yeah.
So she does depend on that. In terms of return on investment, you get it, but it's not going to be a Whimpering Waste, because she has a very concentrated damage output, and it's very, like, it's not completely single target centric, but it is quite a bit single target centric. And so in Whimpering Waste, you're not getting the value that you'd expect out of a limited 5-star. And then it's just a TOA DPM situation where she doesn't have the raw damage output of the latest characters, because she's a 2.0 character, which now means she's over a year old, by the way, and she's still highly relevant, which speaks a lot because her teams have not changed since her release, and she's still doing totally fine. But I mean, she just isn't the top meta dominator that she was, and that's fine because she's over a year old now.
Yeah, like, she didn't get worse, other characters just got better. That's it.
Yeah.
Roach, I think probably low tier.
Probably.
Ah, wait, actually no. I can't think of an argument to pull for her at all, actually.
Okay, Camellia use Sanhua, Camellia use Lene, Frolova use Chayuin. Why is Rocia in the game anymore?
No, yeah, she needs to be here. She's in this tier, I really think so.
I mean, no, she's viable though.
Right, that's the problem
here. Like, it's not, you only use her if nothing is available, but I mean, I put her below Yinlin. She's the bottom of the low tiers, the poor girl.
Yep. Phoebe is probably
strong in certain situations, which is with Zani. There you go.
Well, what about? Oh yeah, no, Phoebe Absolution is probably just not there anymore, or doesn't hit like it used to.
Phoebe Absolution got a huge buff in the form of Lene, actually. Lene Spectre over,
but not enough to put her up here.
No, because she's below, like, Carlotta. She's around Jinchi level of damage now.
Okay.
I mean, she was before, but, like, she's a bit above Jinchi level of damage, and then she just has Zani to support. Yeah. I think if you have either situation where your Lene is available or your Zani, you're a Zani player, you're gonna want Phoebe, definitely. Like, she's a very good user of Lene, and she's a very good Zani buffer. In fact, she's the only buffer that Zani has. But you only pull her in those 2 specific situations, I would say. Otherwise, she doesn't have the power level required to, to justify her cost anymore.
That's a good point. She wouldn't be your first choice anymore for anything, really, except for Zani.
I mean, unless you want to play Zani. If you want to play Zani, you want her. Definitely.
Brant. Okay, I'm just gonna confess, I don't really pay much attention to Brant, so if you want, so you could take over for this one.
Okay. So Brant's either going, I think he's going like high tier. Yeah, he's going high tier. I think he's going, yes, above Changli, below Verena. I think that's a good placement.
Sure.
I think Brant recently is gonna see some lower use. And the reason for that is because Lupa Mornier has now become the monofusion core duo that Encore and Galbrenna and whatever future fusion DPS will release in the future could be using.
Right.
And the thing is that doesn't have Brant in it, but Brant is still good because Changli, Brant, Lupa is one of the best uses of both Changli and Lupa that you can have. It's the best, like one of the 2 best three best quick swap teams in the game, with Zani and Kodatia. And it is also like just, he's just really comfortable with his shields, with his heals, with his AoE capabilities. He's great in Whimpering Waste, he's great in DPM, he's great in TOA. You just need the teammates to surround him. It's kind of a Changli situation, but I would say he's a bit higher, solely because he has more inherent damage output than Changli, and he provides the heals and shields and stuff, and it's really comfortable to have him around. So yeah, that's kind of his position. It's very similar to Changli overall, though.
Okay.
Pretty similar.
Yeah. Cantarella, I think I'm gonna... Okay, this is a difficult one for me specifically because she is in one of the best teams in the game, but she herself as a character is pretty lousy, I think.
It's her only use.
So it's like probably mid-tier, I think, is good for her. No.
I mean, yes, top mid-tier though,
okay,
above
yeah.
Phoebe.
So Cantarella, her synergy with Frolova, it cannot be overstated. Like that alone, it presents such a powerful anchor.
Understated rather.
No, it's overstated.
I suck at English.
Yes, it can't be overstated. So reason, and I actually have had the liberty to test this out myself. Like, oh my goodness, these two just destroy DPM. It's like, which is funny because Frolova is more of an AoE clear, but like, wow, these two just annihilate. Like, I think I got 6.5.
Oh no, she has the raw damage output.
Yeah, like I think I got 6.5k or 7k in my Frolova Cantarella Shorekeeper team. I did that. I didn't even have Choyuan built up yet. With Frolova, she's an absolute beast, but without Frolova, she's functionally worthless. So I think this.
I mean, she works as a general skill buffer, but she's not the best at that.
Yeah, not even there though.
Like, why do you get her?
Everywhere else where she would be a general skill buffer, other characters could use someone else.
Yeah, for sure. And it's mostly Jaja, by the way. Yeah. But who we rate below Cantarella, but that's simply because Cantarella has Frolova. Jaja's best team is Carlotta, and that's not the most meta-relevant team anymore. Izani, here we go. Honestly, joined to the hip with Carlotta in terms of meta relevancy, unless you're a quick swap demon. I would put probably. Do we assume like that Zani always has Phoebe? Because why would you pull Zani without Phoebe?
They have to kind of be a package deal.
They are a package deal.
Yeah, they are a package deal.
Especially now. Power levels of the entire cast, especially in free-to-play teams, have significantly increased in the later patches of 2.x. And Zani is, joined to the hip with Phoebe because she needs her as a buffer. It's something that's... You literally just go play Zani without Phoebe, and you're gonna see how bad it feels. It's technically clearable. The content is technically clearable. With her, you're gonna have a very hard time doing so, and it's not gonna be fun either.
Now, I just have a quick... we should probably have figured this out prior to recording, but so Zani needs Phoebe more than Carlotta needs Joja. There are alternatives for Carlotta to play with. However, if and when Zani has Phoebe, she is, in my opinion, just stronger than Carlotta. So how much of a handicap is so Carlotta without Joja, it sucks, but she'll live. Zani without Phoebe, she dies. She just dies completely. Yeah. But the payoff is higher if you do have Phoebe. So would that make her better or worse than Carlotta?
I think simply because Zani has Whimpering Waste viability where Carlotta doesn't, it just makes her better overall.
It's a good point now.
Zani is completely justified in Whimpering Waste.
Yeah.
Carlotta, much less. They're worlds apart in terms of how high they can score.
Yeah.
Zani can, honestly, if you play her well, she can double Carlotta's score.
True.
You have to play her well for it, but
True.
she can. And what that means is even if you don't play her super, super, super well, you're still gonna get the results that you're looking for. Carlotta, you're gonna need that effort.
Yeah.
Zani, at least she's good all around, and I think that should hold value.
Yeah, she's an all-around attacker, which is helping a lot. These two characters are in the same situation where they're still as good as when they came out. It's just that there are so many more characters now than before.
Yeah, they didn't get any new teammates especially.
That too, yeah. If we get more Spectral Vassal support or more Glacial support, these two are definitely going to keep going up because they do have the potential for that. They just need the infrastructure for it.
Correct. Alright, Shakona. Shakona is one of the, I think, bottom top tier, I think.
If there is a team that just wins the game for you, it is still Cardathia Air Ocean.
Yes. Yes.
It has been the gold standard when it came out, and now every character that has come out after essentially has to battle against Cardathia Air Ocean, or has to match the standards of Cardathia Air Ocean. She annihilates TOA. Whimpering Waste is very easy for you to clear, especially with Chakona in place. That's why Chakona is so valuable. And then in DPM especially, these two also just insta-clear.
Yeah, let's not also forget that Chakona herself, she has the first slot option for all AR teams in the game, being the ones that we have right now are Yuno, Linne, Shakona, and Jian, Yuno, Shakona. And, Shakona goes there. She's the best because she provides general arrow resistance shred, arrow damage bonus stuff, and she has a good rotation with some pretty solid damage, which is also quick.
She does a lot of damage.
Makes her generally good. Yeah.
She actually does a lot of damage.
Yeah, especially with her arrow erosion. It's a big part of her damage.
Yeah. And I also think she was sort of the precursor to Volova, where it's nice that she can do her DPS, she could be present on field doing damage without having to actually be in control of the character. So you have essentially two characters attacking at the same time.
And it's why Cardathia works as well as she does in Whimpering Waste. Cardathia is not above Shorekeeper.
No, yeah, my bad.
No way that's happening.
We already talked about Cardathia in the Chikona section. Cardathia is still the gold standard of damage dealers, and she's the most comfortable character to play for all 3 game modes. I don't think she suffers like in any of them.
In Whimpering Waste, she does have more of a drop-off than TOA and DPM, where she just annihilates everyone and it's not even close.
But we did establish that like Whimpering Waste isn't predicated so much on how much damage you could do, it is the uptime. And I also don't think it's that bad because she has big hitboxes in her attacks. Like, she does cleave.
She definitely does. Like, Cardathia is not a bad character in WeWa. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying there are, like, at least maybe I can name 3 or 4 options that are better than Cardathia, which I cannot do in TOA and DPM.
True. That's a good point. Yeah.
There is nothing better than Cardathia in single targets. Cardathia has minor drop-offs, like I said, minor drop-offs in Whimpering Waste, and that's it. Like, if you have Cardathia's premium team, you will annihilate the game, and nothing's gonna stop you, and that cannot be overstated.
Her team has quickly become my comfort pick. Like, if I just don't care about, if I just want to kill something,
obliterate the game, use Cardathia.
Yeah, that's basically it.
You're still gonna get the results that you're looking. I think that should hold value.
Yeah, she's as good as
a new team.
Definitely gonna.
Correct. I think bottom top tier. I think.
If there is a team that just wins the game for you, it is still Cardathia Air Ocean.
Yes. Yes.
It has been the gold standard when it came out, and now every character that has come out after essentially has to battle against Cardathia Air Ocean, or like has to match the standards of Cardathia Air Ocean in place. So just
and Jian, Shakona, and Shakona goes there. She's the best because she provides general arrow resistance shred, arrow damage bonus stuff, and she has a good rotation with some pretty solid damage, which is also quick.
She does a lot of damage.
Makes her generally good. Yeah.
Like, she actually does a lot of damage.
Yeah, especially with her arrow erosion. Like, it's a big part of her damage.
Yeah. And I also think she was sort of the precursor to Volova, where it's nice that she can do her DPS, like she could be present on field doing damage without having to actually be in control of the character. So you have essentially 2 characters attacking at the same time.
And it's why Cardathia works as well as she does in Whimpering Waste. Cardathia is not above Shorekeeper.
No, yeah, my bad.
No way that's happening.
We already talked about Cardathia in the Chikona section. Cardathia is still the gold standard of damage dealers, and she's the most comfortable character to play for all 3 game modes. I don't think she suffers like in any of them.
In Whimpering Waste, she does have more of a drop-off than TOA and DPM, where she just annihilates everyone and it's not even close.
But we did establish that like Whimpering Waste isn't predicated so much on how much damage you could do, it is the uptime. And I also don't think it's that bad because she has big hitboxes in her attacks. Like, she does cleave.
She definitely does. Like, Cardathia is not a bad character in WeWa. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying there are, like, at least maybe I can name 3 or 4 options that are better than Cardathia, which I cannot do in TOA and DPM.
On that, most importantly, Fleur-de-Lis's screen-splitting liberations damage improves based on how many erosion stacks are on the enemy. She removes stacks of erosion, and for each stack removed, she gains 20% liberation damage amplified for up to 5 stacks. So you'll want at least 5 stacks of erosion on the enemy to deal the maximum liberation damage. And as Cardathia, basic 4 and skill apply 1 and 2 stacks of erosion respectively. There are a bunch of other erosion-related things thrown about
top tier of the monofusions. She is. Where do I put Lupa?
Oh.
Lupa.
Oh no, she's still top tier.
Maybe Verena level. Maybe Verena level. I don't know.
She has 2 teams. Well, they are the same engine, I guess.
No, she has a ton of teams actually. You know what? Put her bottom top tier.
Yeah.
Like the bottom of the bottom of top tier, but top tier.
If you're in 2 separate tier 0 teams, I think that's top tier.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah, that's probably top tier because she is the anchor for Monofusion. Like, if you want to run Monofusion, she's the anchor. She is the engine. I think it's good to keep her.
Yeah, so to basically quickly summarize Lupa's value, she does somewhat pretty good personal damage. She has ridiculously good buffs for if you have 3 fusion characters on the team that apply party-wide. She also has a good outro, which can apply to a single DPS, which means she's good in both hyper carry and as the second slot and as the first slot. You can use her in both situations, and that leads to big team variety. But she is locked to a single element, But being locked to a single element instead of a single character is so much better, because she has all.
So Frolova, very similar to Cardathia, just wipes out everything. She just wins. But
No, you're understating her value.
Yeah.
She doesn't wipe everything the way Cardathia does, because she wipes everything better than Cardathia does. Why? She is essentially the sole dominator, the queen, the current champion of Whimpering Wastes. There is nothing that comes close to Frolova in this game mode, and it's hilarious how even if Kuro Games keeps putting Havoc-resistant enemies in Whimpering Wastes, she's still like among the top 3 scorers. You cannot stop Frolova in Whimpering Wastes. She has the best crowd control in the game, she has constant damage output on and off field, she has a quick rotation, she buffs characters as well via her outro, and she does a ton of damage.
very much, very succinctly put, yeah.
Nothing about Frolova makes her bad in Whimpering Wastes. There is not a single downside that she has in the game mode, and it makes her the undisputed queen because she has everything that the game mode wants. And then in TOA and DPM, she just has the raw damage output to back it up. And that's more than enough to make you the best overall in terms of pull value DPS in the game. She is not the best DPS in the game for TOA and DPM, we already stated that. She is, however, like top 3, top 5, maybe at the lowest.
No, she's top 3. She's top 3.
Yeah, she's top 3.
She's top 3.
That just makes you so good, so valuable. She doesn't even need premium teammates for it. She has Dongjin.
What's interesting is that despite being top tier as well, probably
put her something like that.
Yeah.
Something around here.
Put the redheads together.
That sounds about right.
Augusta's a very solid attacker who has a very good baseline, good cleave damage, so she's also very good in Whimpering Wastes. Probably second best character for Whimpering Wastes behind Frolova?
Maybe, I don't know, because you can do some funny shenanigans with tokens, but outside of that, in terms of traditional playstyles, Augusta's probably the one I pick, with Yuno specifically.
And when paired with the Yuno in DPM, I tested it out myself, she also is one of those characters that just blitzes through the 5k point requirement. You don't even have to try. It's fun. It's really fun.
Yuno has constant healing, you can play them with Shorekeeper for even more healing, you get some shields, I mean they're low value but they're kinda there, and then Augusta has a really simple, easy to pilot hyper carry rotation. She also has free to play options in teammates in the form of Mortefi, who is completely fine for her. She's in fact the best user of Mortefi currently, and you feel the power even with 4-star teammate, and I think that's something that's worth mentioning. And also she has the AoE that she wants, she has the raw damage output that she wants, and that just makes her really good. Let's speak about Yuno a little bit.
I think she might be even better than Augusta.
I would put Yuno below Augusta for the sole reason, actually, depends, right? Because Yuno works on her own. Yuno works on her own, Augusta works on her own. The thing is, Augusta is better in Whimpering Wastes than Yuno, is my only point of contingency that I have with this character. That's really it.
That's a good
I think
point.
Augusta having better free-to-play teammates and having more Weewa value puts her slightly above, but they're very comparable. In terms of raw damage output, Yuno as a DPS is the same as Augusta, which is crazy to say. And then Yuno can just pivot to being a buffer too. It's very similar to Frolova in that sense.
That's why I was initially considering putting Yuno above Augusta, because it's like Yuno has a lot of different teams that she can play with by nature of being a character who can attack or be secondary. But then Augusta also has a lot of secondaries she can use, so you can't fault her for that. And then you just brought up Whimpering Wastes. Yeah, Yuno's more of a boss killer.
Yes, because I mean, the issue is a lot of her attacks being her skills, her basics, everything of that sort, everything outside of her ultimate, low AoE. It has some AoE, it's very minor. It's mostly single target. I mean, she attacked with a bow, it's to be expected. An arrow's gonna hit one enemy at a time. It's fine, right? It's in character. Yuno as a buffer is really strong in Whimpering Wastes, but you need to have the character to back her up, which is either Augusta or GN. And you know, Yuno is really good as a buffer, and she's really good as a DPS, but she has her small shortcomings in the form of not having super good AoE and not having 4-star options to really pair with.
Yeah.
And that's kind of it. Like, you have a 5-star teammate for Yuno that she works with, whether that be Augusta, whether that be Lene, you're gonna be good. Yeah. Whether that be Shakona even, that also works. You're just gonna be good. And yeah, that's her only condition, really.
She's a reliable character. Can't say much else.
And also her raw damage output should not be overlooked. It is basically the same as Augusta, and that's huge. That's a lot of damage. that's a lot.
You know, Lene is a top tier team, so it's like that alone.
It's kind of crazy, yeah. You can use the two separately for two teams that can hold their own totally fine to like very high end game standards, and that's very impressive.
Yeah. Galbrenna will probably round out the big three of damage dealers in the game, being these three, I would say. You think? Or would she be worse than Augusta? Augusta's more general because she has Whimpering. Galbrenna just myrtleizes bosses. Do we want versatility or do we want output?
You summarized it. Do we want the general value or the raw damage output is the question. That's true. Galbrenna has the team flexibility of having Monofusion, of having Mortefe as a free-to-play option, and of having even Lene. You can even use Lene with this character, and it's gonna be great.
Yeah, she's an Echo Steel damager, but similar to Frolova, you don't need Echo Steel.
Again, we run into a situation where if you want to use Galbrenna in Whimpering Waste, you want the 5-star option.
Yeah.
If you want to use Galbrenna everywhere else, she works fine with free-to-play teammates.
Right.
Kind of a situation where Augusta has kind of more stonks than Galbrenna in Liwa, and Galbrenna has slightly more stonks than Augusta in TOA and DPM. Which one do we want to favor? I would say they're pretty equal. I think we will generally go with account-wide value and keep Augusta slightly above.
Yeah.
But, like, they're kind of neck and neck.
If Galbrenna clears faster than Augusta, it's not like...
Augusta's not clearing. Yeah, it's not like she's not clearing Augusta.
Yeah, it's not like she's not clearing. So it's like getting straight A's, and then Galbrenna is like a B in Whimpering Waste, whereas Augusta is still an A student.
And then A+ in the others.
Yeah, like A+, but like an A is still fine. A is A. Like, I'm speaking in American grading context, but basically, if both characters can reach 100% output in TOA and DPM, but Augusta can get like 100% in Whimpering as well, whereas Galbrenna is more like 80%, then yeah, I think Augusta still wins, because you can only do so much more for a game mode that you already clear.
For sure, but they're very, very neck and neck. Alright, Choyuan.
He's not here yet, is he? I actually don't have much faith in Choyuan anymore for some reason, because ever since he...
No, I would still put him... I would put him high tier, for sure. I would put him high tier. I mean, either that or... Depends, because like his main thing is he has Frolova, but he also has Galbrenna that you can use him as an alternative to the now best option of Lupin Mounier.
But neither of them need him. No, I think Galbrenna still wants him as number 2, right?
Galbrenna ideally uses Lupin Mounier as her single best team.
Oh.
And then Choyuan is the best option after that. And Frolova uses Choyuan as her best option. By the way, Choyuan works totally fine if you have, like, for example, Choyuan Lene Frolova is better than Cantarella Shorekeeper Frolova, for example.
Alright, then I guess, yeah, we could probably still keep that there.
Choyuan just works well as a third slot for Frolova, like really, really well, and he's part of her best team, and we already talked about how good Frolova is as a character.
Yeah.
I think he warrants high tier off of that, and off of the fact that he is really strong for Galbrenna. The difference between Cantarella and Choyuan is that both are really, really good for Frolova, and that's their main meta relevancy. But then Choyuan extends to another team. Cantarella kind of doesn't.
That's true.
So it makes her higher value.
That's true.
As for where exactly I would put him, I think around here is fine. I mean, all of the high tier characters are very close to each other. Like, we're ordering them quote unquote, but in high tier, it's kind of all of like this big clump after Arena of characters who have roughly the same value. Top tier and every other tiers have like a bit more of a clear discrepancy between them. This is one of the cases where characters are kind of immensely back in terms of value.
That's a good point, yeah, I would say so too.
He's good. Yeah. I think he's worth being high tier, for sure.
Shisa is gonna be probably, I'm actually thinking of putting her closer to the bottom of mid tier, not because she's a bad character, she just isn't developed yet.
She's a strong performer for Cardathea, and she's really good for Cardathea, but that's all she has, the poor girl.
We need to wait for more attribute debuffs to come out. She just is untapped potential, especially Havoc being still not being explored yet. I thought it was going to be explored right away, but I guess we're waiting on that, because just all fusion right now, but...
Yep.
She's a rerun character. I even said in the Shisa video.
She's a rerun with a DPS that's intended for her, and she's going to blow everyone out the water, but you gotta wait for the rerun first.
Yeah.
I mean, for now though, she does have Cardathea.
Yeah.
Like, that's a pretty big deal, but it's all she has, and there is Era Rover as a fully free-to-play option that basically matches her.
The returns you get with Shisa over Era Rover is negligible. It's not worth the cost of a 5-star character.
For sure, but I mean, she's gonna get the Stonks later, it's a matter of time.
Hello.
Now here we go.
Hello, you.
I'm Linné. Linné, I would put maybe. Where would I put Linné? It's hard. She's above Shakona at least, like strict minimum.
Yeah.
Is she above Cardathia? Maybe.
I think
yes.
because supports have more value than DPS in my opinion.
I would still put Farlova above Linné for the simple reason that Farlova has free-to-play teams where she's dominating everything still.
I shall lead the way.
And Linné has that also, but Farlova is
I
the
also
DPS.
still kind of think she's a support to some extent because she doesn't need to be on field. Yeah, she's a weird character.
Okay, yeah, if you mean you can use her with other heavy attackers, she buff them as well. That's totally something she can do. Farlova Galbrena is a thing. Farlova GN is a thing. Farlova Augusta is a thing I don't like recommending, but does exist. Because Augusta has more Teffi. But yeah, Farlova works as a third slot. She works as a second slot.
She attacks off field, like she.
And then she has buffs too.
Yeah, like she. Alright, so Linné I'm gonna put over here, but it's been made pretty clear that Linné has effectively superseded every other secondary character in the game that isn't Shakona for Cardathia, but like, long story short, she has the greatest profile of general buffs in the game. She just gives so much.
Specifically, yes.
Just one more time, we're remembering that every 5-star character has their R1. Spectrum Blaster plus her Forte, plus her ultimate, plus her Echo passive, not passive. Oh yeah, plus her Echo set effect.
Yeah, plus her Echo set. Main Echo effect, yep.
Yeah, like
she has so many buffs.
She just gives so many buffs.
It totals to 58% damage bonus, 30% attack, 15% all-type damage amplification, 42 rate boost, 25% liberation damage amplification. Wow, I remembered everything off the top of my head. This character is crazy for general use. It is to a point where you will never have the pressure of pulling for a dedicated second slot teammate on most DPSs ever again. Negative status being the exception. That is huge. You will never have the pressure of pulling a dedicated partner for your DPS again. And that is just so valuable.
I remember people on Twitter were memeing about how when she got introduced, Pride One shoved everyone down a tier. No, that's not an exaggeration. That's exactly what she did.
That's not an exaggeration because Monyet exists now.
Let's put this into perspective, right? So we have, besides negative status effect like Cardathia, so Augusta, she can use Linné. Galbrena, she can use Linné. Yuno, she can use Linné and wants to use Linné.
Uses Linné.
Yeah, like every character who would have a secondary who just helps play to their win condition gets effectively, I don't want to say power craft because that's a
no, not power craft, but like side graded by Linné.
Linné gives so much in general power that any specific benefit gets overridden by the fact that she just carries a bigger stick than every other support in the game. And we're still not finished with her because when more characters come out that play into maybe Toon Break boosting, that would be really good for her.
The character has come out that plays into Toon Break boosting, Moss, and we're going to talk about her right now. Let's talk about the love of my life, Monyet. Probably the second best, probably, yeah, not bias take, probably the second or third best, I don't know. Do I want to rate Farlova above Monyet? No, I don't. Monyet is a general support.
Monyet is Shorekeeper, is a clone of Shorekeeper who is like slightly different in certain aspects.
He's basically Shorekeeper 2 with more specifics. She's more specialized. Shorekeeper is more generalized than Monyet is, and that means that Shorekeeper is going to be the best in a wider variety of teams, but where Monyet shines, she really does. And where Monyet shines right now is in two archetypes. It is the Linné, and it is the Monofusion. So here's the thing with why Linné and Monyet are so good together. Linné allows Monyet to not only respond to Toon Rupture, Toon Strain, Monyet allows Linné to benefit from, and her teammates, to benefit from her Interfered Marker buff, which gives a lot of extra damage bonus. I think it's 40%. 40%.
It's 40%.
That's a big buff. She also has the general standard buff that she has, being her Octoon build-up rate increase, which only means more Toon Rupture damage for Linné right now, and that's stonks, because that's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
And there's also the all-type damage amplification that she gives to the entire body, plus her Echo set. And that's a lot of buffs, and plus her signature, which is also extra crit damage. That's a ton of buffs. And here's the thing, Monyet has, with Linné, stronger buffs than Shorekeeper.
I was actually going to say that. Monyet, without the 40% from the Toon Break.
Without Linné, she's basically like an equivalent to Verena, essentially. Like, tiny bit better in some teams.
The Toon interference, or the interference, that part allows her to edge out over Shorekeeper, which means if there's like, let's say, Amia, for example, we still don't know what she does yet, or at least not officially, But if, let's say, Amy is the damage dealer and it pairs with Lene Mornier, then by far Mornier is probably going to eclipse Shorekeeper in value. It does suck that we don't get to mention S1 or S2, because S1 makes the interference buff unconditional, as in you don't need someone applying Tune Rupture or String.
It also gives it permanent uptime also.
If it was S1, then I'd probably put Mornier up here, but it's S0 R1. So, long story short, Mornier is the second Shorekeeper. I urge everybody to pull for her. There is only one character in all of Wuthering Waves that I would have assigned must pull value, and that is Shorekeeper. Mornier is the second one.
Yeah, she's the closest. I mean, those three are just the top meta contenders. It's not even close. It's not even close. Belova can handle everything that she wants by herself. Mornier can support everyone that she wants, and Shorekeeper can support everyone that she wants. We also didn't mention one of the main things about Mornier selling her, which is that she's part of Monofusion, if you want her to be, because she just so happens to have the fusion element. And look at who carries it. It's right there in the top tier. There's Lupa.
Yeah.
Lupa and Mornier work universally for all fusion damage dealers in the entire game, and that's a big deal. That is a bigger deal than I'm making it out to be.
No, they wheelchair, essentially.
Yeah, Mornier has the two specifications of being super good with Lene, who works generally, and works well with insanely well with Lupa, who works for all fusion damage dealers. So she works for every standard quote-unquote damage dealer, like for example the Carlotta types or the Galbrina types, where you kind of, you know, there's no reliance on a very specific mechanic. Like for example Zani having Spectrofrazzle as a condition, or you know, Frolova really liking Echo skills. Even then you can use Lene Mornier with Frolova if you want, but that's besides the point. Lene Mornier just works generally so well. So there's that, and then Lupa and Mornier together work so well for any fusion damage dealer, and that is huge. That is huge for her value. Outside of that, she's still kind of a second Verena, I would say.
At worst.
Kind of a second Verena. Yeah, at worst, and that's kind of big, because Verena is the top of high tier right now.
Just as a reminder, Mornier and Lene still have yet to fully...
Yeah, they don't have a super dedicated team.
We just started 3.0. So, like, we don't know where these two are going to go. Likewise, again, for all we know, 3.1, 3.2, 3.3 will completely throw over this tier list, in which case you can make an updated video. But as it currently stands, I would say that these four characters are the objective for every long-time WUA player at the current moment.
Yeah, they're the, like, we say top tier's current meta dominators. These four are the top of the meta.
Yeah.
Like, they're the...
Anything I can do for you?
Look, a laser sword. Pretty cool, right? Look, a laser sword. Pretty cool, right? Look, a laser.
Can you hear it? Shh. That's the sound of sprouting. Wow, such a rare species. It's my lucky day.
I wonder how they're growing. Can you hear it?